Yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? How's everybody doing? All right, let's get into the market a little bit here. Let's get into the market. Let's see what's going on. All right, first, let's get into the chat. As always, guys, please make sure that you're hitting the like and subscribe to the channel. Helps the channel grow, costs you absolutely nothing. So bring some good karma into your life by doing something nice for somebody else that costs you absolutely nothing. WF Capital, SOH hit 900. Wow, nice. Congratulations, brother. Congratulations on that. Attila got some proppy today. Nice. That's how it's done, man. Proppy, one of my big targets going into the bear market for sure. Alex, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Latino Hustler, did someone did some research on Supra, and I'm convinced on the potential it can have this bull run. Picked up 20K today. This can maybe be the next Sui. Nice. Very nice, man. Very, very nice. Mohammed, what's good, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Bruno, what's up, buddy? Hey, Rob. If we keep dumping, I'll keep accumulating Miria, trying to get 1 million. Nice. That's a plan that I can get down with, my friend. I can get down with that plan. Oh, there. I wasn't even on the screen. I am now. Here's me face. So, yeah. So, here's the thing, guys. I did a video earlier talking about how this market's going to test you. It's going to push you, guys, right? Your patience is going to be tested. You're going to be tried. Your emotions, your mentality. Can you take it? I showed you guys a couple of days ago how in the 2020 bull run, from November of 2020 to November of 2021, there were 15 pullbacks, 15 corrections in the parabolic run that was that 12-month period that ranged between 11% and 49%. 15 corrections. You will be tested in this bull run, guys. Do you have what it takes mentally and emotionally to withstand the corrections and the pullbacks and all the misinformation on X and on YouTube that you're going to be exposed to that's telling you the bull run's over, that's it? You're already seeing people saying that the bull run's over. It's absolutely absurd, right? But some people don't know any better, right? So you're going to be tested is the point. You will be tested in this bull run. All right, so looking over at JASMY, had another daily close outside of here, looking good, still respecting the trend line. But guys, listen, there's no volume in the market. I'm telling you right now, any channel you're watching right now, or anyone that's telling you that they know what's about to happen with the market is full of it. It's full of it, right? This is so manipulated of a market right now. So all we can do is go by metrics from the previous bull runs, right? So last night, was it last night? No, it was this morning. This morning in the live stream, I showed you guys how important the date January 3rd is. If you recall, if you were here for that live stream, how important January 3rd is. Okay, because in the last bull run, Bitcoin dominance fell off a cliff January 3rd. Dumped hard down to 40%, right? At the same time, obviously, the total 2 market cap, which is everything outside of Bitcoin, that market cap started going parabolic, right? While at the same time, though, even though Bitcoin dominance was going down into the pooper, Bitcoin's price was going parabolic. And then we had to look at some of the altcoins like Cardano. And at the same time, on January 3rd, it started going parabolic. So January 3rd, last bull run, 2020, Bitcoin dominance started to plummet down to 40%. Bitcoin's price started going parabolic. The total 2 market cap for everything outside of Bitcoin started going parabolic to the upside. altcoins like Cardano and Ethereum started going parabolic to the upside. That was January 3rd of the last cycle. Will January 3rd this time around be as important as last time? We're going to have to monitor all these metrics on a daily basis to find out. And here's the thing. I get people who contact me. They say, Rob, I just want to set it and forget it. I just want to set my sell orders and just forget it. Guys, if you think that the market is that easy, do you really think that making life-changing wealth in crypto is that easy? You could just come in and set a sell order and walk away and that's it. You'll be rich in a few months. You have to pay constant attention. Guys, this is a full-time job. And I know most of you guys don't have time to work it as a full-time job. But if you're sitting around watching Netflix and stuff like that, instead of researching and paying attention to what the market's doing, you're not going to make it in crypto. You're not. This is a lot of work, guys. And when I say it's a lot of work, what I really mean is it's a lot of paying attention to what's going on, right? You have to be paying attention on a daily and weekly basis, sometimes on an hourly basis. You have to be paying attention, right? You can't just willy-nilly your way to being a multimillionaire. Stop being lazy if this is you and start paying attention to what's going on in the market, right? It matters. If you're in JASMY and you're in Swift and Onyx Coin and Proppy and all these other projects, altcoins, it is vitally important that you are fully aware of what Bitcoin is doing and what the macroeconomic situation is surrounding Bitcoin. It matters. You need to know this stuff, right? As much as you might find it boring, do you find being a multimillionaire boring? Because that's what it takes to become successful in crypto, right? Food for thought. Volks, what's up, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. AZ Marine in the house. Still early in the bull run. I've been accumulating Swift. Nice. Great pickup, brother. Great pickup. Whew. Jetpack at the 11th hour. In the words of Raoul Paul, don't F this up. Yes. Exactly. Exactly. Stay unfazed during these red days. DCA, if you can't, go outside and touch grass. My grass is covered in snow right now, so I will go touch snow. H. Barbarina, what's up, man? Hey, Rob, I enjoy every time you do a comparison from the last bull run. Yeah, I try to throw those in once in a while, it gives you guys perspective on, on where we are and stuff, right? Not shaken out, but stirred. Just right. Ready for January 3rd, 4th, and the rest of 2025. Pre-rich, baby. That's right. Pre-rich. The exception is, Rob, when you buy JASMY at 203. This is true. But if you don't know what's going on, you might end up riding it all the way back to 203. You're like, I'm going to go back and see what my portfolio looks like. Oh, look, I was a multimillionaire, but now I'm broke again, right? John, what's up, buddy? Pretty sure I have developed a personality disorder because I don't feel anymore. Empty vessel. Yeah, crypto will do that, man. Crypto will definitely do that. Steven, good evening for buying. Absolutely, man. Absolutely it is. Good day to go on a shopping spree, guys. I did some buying yesterday. I did some buying again today. If you're a member of the channel or a member of the Patreon, you know what I was picking up. So, yeah, absolutely, man. I did some DCAing. Very, very excited about it too, man. Very excited about it. I added a new project to my portfolio. During the downtime, if you're not DCAing, working, you can pick up new skills like learning charts, taxes, staking, etc. Exactly. Time is money, David. Opportunity time. DCA, baby. 100%. So what's Bitcoin doing right now? Let's go have a look over at Bitcoin. What is she doing? So she's just stagnantly going sideways. Whew. Now, I talked about this morning, guys, on the live stream as well. Bitcoin the market will often do just enough to make you think that it's over, and then it recovers, right? So here we are sitting at 92K, right? Right on this support level. Now, I think we're going to fall below. I think we're going to come down, like I said before, probably between 85 and 88K into this golden range here, this golden pocket, right? We'll come down into there. And again, I said this morning. Then what's going to happen? So we'll go boop inside of here. And then people are going to start putting in shorts because they're going to think that we're going to come down between 78 and 80K because there's a CME, an open CME gap there, right? So they're going to think that we're coming here. So they're going to put in shorts here. And what's going to happen is instead of coming down here, we're going to get a short squeeze and we're going to go to the upside. That's what I think is going to happen. A fake out before the make out. And if we go and look, let's look at the liquidation map here, the charts, right? See, there's a lot of uncertainty. I look at this almost every stream now, guys. And at the end of the day, there was way more this morning than there is now. People are getting out of their shorts and their long positions because they don't have any idea what's about to happen. Bitcoin is teasing us all. Like I said, anyone who's telling you they know what's about to happen is full of it, right? They're full of it. So we have these longs, as I've told you guys 100 times. The orange is 100x leverage. The yellow is 50x leverage, and the blue is 25x leverage. Look at all of the shorts, you guys, right? So are we going to liquidate them by moving to the upside first, having a little bit of a relief rally, maybe to around 95, 96? I can see us moving to around 95.5, maybe 96,000. Liquidate all of these shorts, and then come to the downside and liquidate all the longs, right? Going between 85 and 88K, like I said. Market manipulation, guys, you got to be careful. Got to be careful out there. You're not playing in a fair, you're not playing in a league that's fair, right? So just keep that in mind. All right, looking across the bubbles, what do we got? Not much green, but a good opportunity to do some DCAing. I know I did. Hopefully you guys are as well, man. Hopefully you guys are as well. There are some great opportunities. Turbo's back below a penny, guys. A great pickup for Turbo. There's like no volume in the market right now, guys. No volume, right? No one's trading. Nobody's trading. It's really boring. And when it's like that, take advantage of it and stuff your bags, right? That's what you got to do, man. That's what you got to do when it's boring. Let's get into some of the news. Pompliano, the fact that Wall Street avoided Bitcoin for years, and then the Bitcoin ETF ended up being the greatest product launch in history, is a great reminder that you should pay attention when incumbents ignore a new, fast-growing technology. Their ignorance is your opportunity. Exactly. Les, you have to learn to play with the whales. Exactly, man. In times of peace, prepare for war. Mary, how you doing, dear? Good to see you. Good to see you. So, yeah, all right. What else do we have? What do we got? Jack Mullers speaks on El Salvador taking a $1.4 billion loan from the IMF to buy more Bitcoin.
I think that this is a phenomenal deal for the country of El Salvador. For people that say, why are they doing business with the IMF? I'll tell you who would take a loan from the IMF if it meant that they could buy Bitcoin and build a future they want. Saylor. If the IMF was willing to loan a Saylor, I bet he'd take that. That guy takes any dollar-denominated debt and just stacks sats. So the fact that El Salvador's doing the same thing Saylor's doing. And what are the terms? Well, you let the public use the wallets of the free market and let the Jack Dorseys of the world build the consumer-facing technology that people are going to use, not the government, and you let merchants use it if it's useful. Those are the terms to get a Sailor-esque deal to stack sats and continue to build prosperity in that country. Again, lowest crime rates in the world, El Salvador. They've got some of the cleanest now country in the world, hardest money. I mean, they're trying to build the Latin American Singapore, in my opinion, tough on crime, clean, innovative, progressive, hard money. This is an easy deal in my book. These are terms that I would have put in place if I had any real say 3 years ago. And the fact that they, were at that place and they get $1.3 billion. I was shocked to see people had lip service about this one. I was shocked. This is the government's job, is to find ways to finance a better future for their citizens and let businesses build.
I just have one question. Why is Jack Muller always sitting in an empty closet? What the hell is going on here? Why does he film in a closet? This is weird. I don't know. Leo, welcome to the family, my friend. Welcome to the family. Big Watch Dude, what's good, man? Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. All right, what else do we have going on out there? Looked at that. All right. Ooh, XRP and Cardano fans, check this out. Charles Hoskinson, ADA and XRP.
Can you share any new updates regarding your talks with Ripple on their early days? We'd like to include Ripple in the Midnight ecosystem, and there are ongoing talks between the Midnight people and the Ripple people, and a lot of technological talks as well. And we've been trying to learn more about how their stack works. There's some Cardano tech we invented, in particular Marlowe, that would be tremendously useful with the Ripple ecosystem. And it would be a lot of fun to see what we can do there. And also just some things in Ripple like Flare, for example, are pretty cool, pretty interesting. But, it takes time for these things to ferment. And first step was just technical conversations. And that's what we did with David, who's been tremendously helpful and a great asset. And then at some point, once you've gotten beyond that, then there's actual integration work and other things to get done. But overall, they've been easy to work with. We met also with the Real USD people. They just finally got past launch, and they're trying to recover from that because that was an incredibly time-consuming effort, but we're really proud of them. And I do believe they're going to start adding other chains next year. And my recommendation to them was a self-serve model similar to Coinbase's Rosetta. It makes it a lot easier to see who's serious and who's not serious. But it would be fun to bring that into their orbit. There's no reason for us not to work together.
David Schwartz and Charles Hoskinson putting their brains together. Expect big things out of these dinosaur coins, guys. I'm definitely excited about the potential. Definitely excited about the potential. All right, what else do we have? Big Watch Dude, I was just thinking the same thing. Can he afford a wardrobe? He's got no dry powder, man, to buy clothes. He put it all into Bitcoin. Green Tea, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, Ripple's RLUSD trading volume skyrockets by 170%. Everyone's worried about Tether, guys. There's a plan. Do not worry.
Ripple, a new stable coin backed by the US dollar, now available to trade. Would you use Ripple to pay for things?
It's not going to do much for retail, and it likely won't be integrated into the payment economy for some time, if ever. At first, it might be best for facilitating cross-border payments. Think institutional support, since it is a stable coin. It has a one-to-one backing with the US dollar that allows it to essentially bridge the gap between digital asset and traditional finance. It could be seen as attractive to banks and businesses involved in cross-border payments and remittances. It allows for a faster settlement time. I was talking to Eleanor Terrett. She knows everything crypto here at Fox Business. She says if you look at Ripple's advisory board, you have big wigs on there like the former FDIC chair, Sheila Bair, so they're looking to add legitimacy to it.
Mike, I just don't see cryptos as a medium of exchange. We're not going to buy and sell things with crypto.
We've talked about it for years that Bitcoin would be used that way. It hasn't as of yet. It's still managed to go up, but I don't see a world at any time soon where we're using that to buy and sell things.
You're not supposed to use Bitcoin as money. It's not money. It's a commodity, right? Geez, I hate when people can't, they just don't understand what crypto is and they have opinions on it. Stop going on national television and giving an opinion on stuff that you don't understand and you haven't researched. It's absurd. 90 billion VanEck CEO says Bitcoin's going to $300,000.
My basic premise is that ultimately Bitcoin's value will be half of that of all the gold outstanding. So you're talking about something like $300,000 for Bitcoin.
Why only half the value? Why not a quarter of the value or pick some other random number?
Well, because maybe I'm more balanced. I think if I were a Bitcoin maximalist, I would say it would overtake gold. But I think that's like a reasonable base assumption. It's clear, one of the big winners this year is individual investors have really piled into the Bitcoin ETFs. And I think as individuals, as a constituency, they were important in this election. The loss by Sherrod Brown of his Ohio Senate seat, the fact that Trump went to the Bitcoin convention shows that there's a big constituency in the U.S. and hopefully it becomes a bipartisan issue as well, not so one-sided.
There are other
$300,000, baby, 300K. I'm not selling my Bitcoin until it gets to between 700,000 and $1 million. That's when I'll start cashing out of my Bitcoin, but I'll never sell all of it. $100 million in USDC has been minted today at the Circle Treasury, guys. More money about to pour into the space. What else do we have? Where are we here? Jetpack, and that's what's wrong with the world already. There are services that already accept crypto as payment. NordVPN. Danny, I wonder how late I am to the live stream. You are 35 minutes late, brother. 35 minutes. That's a lot of push-ups, my dude. That's a lot of push-ups. Funky, what's up, buddy? That's 50 push-ups for you too, brother. All right, what do we got? JASMY's volume in the last 24 hours has increased more than $11 million. JASMY is the option that will change your life. JASMY's growing day by day. Hara will drive us to success. I like it. I dig it. I dig it. All right, what do we got here? Critical week ahead for cryptocurrencies. 6 key events to watch. As 2024 transitions into 2025, the cryptocurrency market faces a series of pivotal developments. These events, ranging from regulatory changes in the European Union to significant moves by major exchanges, could shape the trajectory of the industry. Here are 6 critical events to watch in the coming days. EU regulations set to transform crypto landscape. The European Union's new regulations, effective December 30th, aim to enforce stricter anti-money laundering measures and expand the travel rule guidelines to include cryptocurrency service providers. The European Banking Authority has confirmed that crypto exchanges operating within the EU will now be required to report details of fund and asset transfers under Regulation 2023-11-13. Additionally, the much anticipated markets in crypto assets, or MiCA regulations, will come into effect across the EU's 27 member states. However, some nations, like Portugal, have yet to finalize implementing legislation, delaying the appointment of regulatory authorities. This gap underscores ongoing challenges in harmonizing crypto regulations across the bloc. Tether faces delistings in the EU. As part of MiCA compliance, several European exchanges have delisted USDT due to its lack of licensing under the new framework. Competitor Circle, which secured a license earlier this year, stands to benefit from this move. Exchanges must remove unlicensed stablecoins by December 30th, which is today, pushing investors to explore alternatives and potentially increasing euro-based trading. Kraken finalizes Monero delisting. Kraken's decision to discontinue support for Monero will reach its final stage. By December 31st, users must withdraw their holdings, after which any remaining XMR assets will be automatically converted to Bitcoin. This move reflects broader industry trends of delisting privacy-focused coins due to regulatory pressures. Now, this is a hill that I have been dying on for 2 years on this channel, guys. I've been telling you guys that privacy coins, there is no way any world government is going to allow privacy projects to exist in their jurisdiction. Think about it. Oh yeah, you can hide all of this information, financial information from us using this project. No, it's not going to happen. That's why I never invest in privacy coins. They're all going the way of the dodo bird, right? Russia implements seasonal mining restrictions. Russia will enforce seasonal mining restrictions in 3 Siberian regions. I can't even read those words. Irkutsk, Buryeda, and Transbaikal during peak winter energy demand. These restrictions will run from January 1st to March 15th, 2025, and later from November 15th, 2025 to March 15th of 2026, reflecting the country's effort to balance energy consumption with cryptocurrency mining activities. Pizzaf. FTX Chapter 11 plan to take effect. On January 3rd, 2025, there's that date again, guys. You notice that? January 3rd. Remember, rewind about 20 minutes ago when I was telling you guys about how last cycle in 2020, Bitcoin dominance plummeted to 40%, and that started on January 3rd. Bitcoin's price started to go parabolic the same day, January 3rd. The total two market cap started going parabolic January 3rd. Altcoins like Ethereum and Cardano started going parabolic January 3rd. Here we are again, January 3rd. FTX will implement its court-approved Chapter 11 restructuring plan. This milestone marks the beginning of claim distributions expected within 60 days for approved claims in the convenience category. The plan aims to address the fallout from one of the industry's most high-profile collapses. Now, what this means, guys, is there's $16 billion in stablecoin that's going to be issued back to retail investors who lost that money when FTX went bankrupt. That is most likely the majority of that money is going to pour right back into Bitcoin and the altcoins. So that is a massive liquidity injection into the crypto market right around the same time of year everything went parabolic in the last bull run. It's almost like a perfect storm is brewing. Macro trends and cryptocurrencies. Global financial markets remain subdued heading into the new year. In the US, attention turns to the IMS manufacturing PMI data. While any policy updates related to former President Donald Trump could spark market volatility, the absence of a year-end rally in the US equities adds further uncertainty to the broader economic outlook. A Bit Journal's perspective. As the crypto market navigates these critical developments, investors should brace for heightened volatility and new opportunities. For more insights into the rapidly evolving cryptocurrency space, stay connected. Very, very cool. These are the things you want to pay attention to in the coming month, you guys. Absolutely. Now, to piggyback off the whole USDT thing, check this out. Now, this morning, I told you guys that Tether USDT purchased about, I think it was about $700 million worth of Bitcoin this morning or something? They made a big purchase of Bitcoin. Tether did. And we've been covering this story as it's been evolving over the last few weeks, that Tether, before today, has not minted any stable coins in 2 weeks. And then this morning they buy Bitcoin to back their holdings, and all of a sudden they start minting stable coins again. I think that they bought that Bitcoin to try to, back, because they're not solvent. I don't think they're one-to-one. I think they made that purchase and now they're minting more stable coins. I don't know, guys. I'm seeing a lot of red flags coming out of Tether, to be honest with you. What's up, man? What's going on? Aaron's in the house. January 3rd is Bitcoin's birthday. There you go. All right, what else do we have? Robert Kawasaki. He says BlackRock is suppressing the Bitcoin price so the whales can buy Bitcoin under 100K. So according to Robert Kawasaki, he's accusing BlackRock of suppressing the price of Bitcoin so that the whales can purchase under $100,000. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Gary Gensler. We can't do a stream without talking about Gare Bear. Tony Edwards says this is why Elizabeth Warren and her cronies formed the anti-crypto army. They were lobbied by the banks to do so. They brought in Gensler as the attack dog, and ironically, he told the quiet part out loud at MIT years ago. So listen to him. This was a few years ago. This was him at MIT as a teacher. He tells you what they do, what these banks and government officials do, how they manipulate things, and then he went and did it when he was at the SEC. Listen to what he says here and how he basically describes everything that he did while running the SEC.
And by the way, just replacing one central monopolist with another central monopolist, a lot of commercial banks aren't terribly excited about that. Maybe you're going to have to give some ownership. Maybe you'll have to give 50% of your ownership to the 20 banks that are now, part of this. I mean, there are other ways to build incentive systems. Maybe you put a native token in there, and you give them the native token. So there may be other incentive ways to beat the current monopolist. But I, having been around commercial banks for a long time, they really are looking for ways to replace their aggregators in their back office, whether it's clearing, settlement, exchanges, credit agencies. But they are deeply understanding, because they are pretty ambitious and very good at making money as well. They deeply understand that every idea that's pitched to them is somebody who currently is small but wants to get big and gain market power. So they're also always thinking about how to ensure that there's a check to slow down your startup from gaining market power 5, 10, and 15 years from now. They don't want you to be the next clearinghouse like the Chicago Mercantile Exchange or Intercontinental Exchange. They don't want you to be the next central node of market power. So you might share some of that with them, or you might find an incentive system.
So he basically says if these crypto companies want to come in and be successful, either they give the big banks, their coins, half their coins, or the attack dog, the SEC or Gary Gensler, goes after you and tries to shut you down, right? Multi-Planet Pro, Miria versus Onyx Coin, which, honestly, man, I mean, go look at the market caps of both of them and let me know what you think. Usually you can tell that just by looking at what the market cap is, what the tokenomics on it are. They both have phenomenal. I honestly would have a hard time choosing, but depends on what you have a bigger bag of, right? Cindy, I'm worried there may not be a bull run in 2025. I heard everyone saying we would be way up by now, and everything is in the red. Very concerning. Well, Cindy, if you have concerns, get over to the Patreon is what I would tell you, because we have a massive community. I'm opening up a live group video call over there where Patreon members, whenever they're feeling the way you're feeling, you can hop in and have conversations with people, the community members over there. We have beginners, we have veterans over there. You can also schedule one-on-one coaching AMAs with me, and we can help talk to you and, guide you in the right direction and, reassure you that everything's going to be all right. So definitely I would recommend getting over to the Patreon and joining our community. Big Watcher, it's amazing how the SEC has turned a blind eye on Tether after the FTX fiasco that took place. I think Gary's got too much on his plate right now to be doing any actual real investigating into anything. Rob, the Tether tree has been shaken many times and time again. Still nothing has come out. We shouldn't wish ill on anyone or any company. There's a difference, GT, between wishing ill will on somebody and noticing red flags, for one. And for two, I would say that the Tether tree has been shaken and lots has actually come out. The fact that they're not audited, the fact that they refuse to get audited, the fact they're getting kicked out of Canada, they're getting kicked out of Europe, these are all massive red flags. And if you ignore these red flags, then you're kind of, venture at your own risk, right? That's not wishing ill will. That's me protecting the people of this community so that they understand the risks of keeping your money parked in a project like Tether, right? I can't not expose red flags and protect people. That's not ill will, right? So, Liquidity, what's up, everybody? Appreciate you all. I hope you're doing well. 50 push-ups. You're late, Liquidity. Swoopa, what's up, man? Crypto Future live stream pump effect happening on JASMY 1 minute chart. Ooh, let's go. On the 1 minute chart. Nice. Very nice. What else do we have? Fact says, Sydney, maybe you're just listening to the wrong people. Yes, I agree. Wouldn't it be funny if RLUSD gets the Tether pairing? Yeah. Pretty much just sitting on my bags, and we'll fill up more in the dip. We've been patient. So yeah, exactly. I don't mind waiting. Yeah, I'm going to keep buying. Danny, supporting the channel, my man. Thank you so much, brother, as always. 9 months. Has it been 9 months? Holy smokes. Dreadnought, DCA, man. I already DCA'd today, brother. I already DCA'd today. I'm not saying hold Tether. Yeah. Started on the push-ups as soon as I got here, Rob. Way late. There you go. Perfect. All right, so we got, check this out, guys. I found this fascinating. Got a bit of a video here for you. So Natalie Smolinski with one of the best presentations of Bitcoin you will ever hear. The solution to the end of our debt supercycle is Bitcoin.
In other words, we are witnessing the end of what some economists call a debt supercycle, which is a multi-generational cycle in which a civilization increases its levels of public and private debt until they become unsustainable. At that point, the system of leverage quickly unwinds and debt is restructured, but often not until the civilization undergoes an economic depression and shifts to a lower level of complexity. We are seeing the beginnings of this today with the collapse of major cryptocurrency exchanges like FTX and Voyager, and crypto hedge funds like Alameda and Three Arrows Capital. Essentially, these institutions placed massive market bets using leverage or debt rather than assets they owned. They also lent money they didn't have to financial services providers in the crypto space to prop up yield products, in effect, high-rate crypto savings accounts. which became very popular with retail investors in an environment of low Fed rates where most bank savings accounts effectively yielded 0%. Crypto exchanges and hedge funds also had venture arms that invested in hundreds of startups building across the crypto ecosystem. Because these companies were significant market makers, their collapse has triggered systemic shocks, causing a cascade of insolvencies and bankruptcies. Millions of investors have lost significant amounts, if not all, of their wealth. The criminality of what was underway is only now beginning to come to light. But the bad actors in a debt supercycle aren't just the companies making wild, unkeepable promises or engaged in outright fraud. They take their cue from the sovereign. And in the case of the United States, the Federal Reserve has doubled its balance sheet since the start of the coronavirus, from $4 to $8 trillion. This was what both FTX and Terra Luna tried to do, to print their own private currencies, to prop up their asset books and valuations. But they were not sovereign. They could not force anyone to use their tokens under the threat of sovereign violence. But the state can, and prop up the value of its currency for a time. But at some point, confidence in the sovereign also collapses. After all, debt is a game of confidence. It doesn't matter if you have lots of debt, potentially for a long time, until suddenly it does, and that is the point of no return. Our national debt is currently over $31 trillion and growing. Our debt to GDP ratio currently stands at 125%, which means that our productive economy cannot generate enough value to repay our debts. And the world's biggest investors in US Treasury bonds, other sovereigns, other countries, have been systematically selling their holdings and buying less. Confidence is plummeting. It is this very environment that Bitcoin was built for. History has shown again and again that during crises of confidence in governments, people rely on stores of value that keep their value over long periods of time, like gold, silver, or land. One of the ways that archaeologists know a society was facing conflict and war at a certain period in time is the larger number of coin hoards buried in the ground during that period. Which brings us to the problems with physical commodities. They're very difficult to store because they are heavy, they take up a lot of space, and even more difficult to move, especially across borders. If you're a politically persecuted minority, for example, and you bury your life's wealth in your backyard, but then you have to flee the country to save your life, the chances you will ever see that wealth again are slim to none. But even if you somehow are able to retrieve some of it and take it with you, it can easily be found and confiscated. Try crossing a border today with $10,000 worth of gold, and you will see what I mean. Physical commodities are also hard to verify. If someone hands you a gold coin and says it's 97% pure, how do you verify that if you're not a jeweler with the right experience and equipment? Bitcoin was developed to solve these problems. Cost of verification is done by the ledger, which only admits transactions with real Bitcoin. If you're transacting on the Bitcoin ledger, you know that Bitcoin is real and not fake. It's also easy to move Bitcoin anywhere, peer-to-peer, either by sending it electronically, by taking a tiny hard drive with you, or by memorizing your seed phrase and regenerating it on a new hardware wallet when you are in a safe place. None of this requires any third parties, any banks or financial institutions. The true promise of Bitcoin is therefore self-custody, that you store your Bitcoin yourself on special hardware and you transact with it yourself using that hardware. I'm well aware that this process is still a pain in the ass for most ordinary people, but is it more of a pain in the ass than having your accounts frozen or having your money stolen by a corrupt counterparty? Is it more of a pain in the ass than needing to verify your identity and tell the government exactly what you're going to do with even very small amounts of money?
I'll add to that real quick too. As we move forward, using cold storage and self-custody devices is going to become easier and easier, guys, right? They're going to become more and more user-friendly to onboard non-tech savvy retail investors. So while it might be a pain in the ass now, it will not be for long.
Whenever you want to send it or spend it, In America, most people didn't think they would ever be the victims of this kind of exploitation and surveillance until now. And so now is the perfect time to say Bitcoin is not crypto. Of course, it uses advanced cryptography, but it has nothing to do with what crypto has come to mean colloquially. The Ponzi schemes, joke coins, and unregistered securities that virtually all cryptos are. Bitcoin is not a company token or a scheme to create fake value for underwriting bad debt. Bitcoin is absolutely scarce, peer-to-peer, censorship-resistant digital currency designed to keep your wealth safe through any political and economic storm. Its price fluctuates in the short term, but over the long term, it's the best performing asset in human history. So the only question is, are you patient enough to secure your future? And this brings me to the question of character. You know, in 2017, shortly after we launched Learning Machine.
I love that quote, guys. Are you patient enough to secure your future? That is a great, great quote.
The world went through the ICO or initial coin offering craze. This was one of the crypto bull runs. Many of our competitors were launching their own tokens and raising millions, even hundreds of millions of dollars off of the sale of these coins. We had to make a strategic corporate decision about whether or not to do that, and we chose not to. There was simply no value that a token would add for our user base or for our product. Plus, we knew that these coins passed the Howey test, and therefore they were unregistered securities, even if the SEC, for some inexplicable reason, wasn't going after the vast majority of them. We stuck to building and selling a software product that delivered real value for real users.
Boy, was she wrong in that. That most altcoins were securities. Not according to the courts.
This was a slower path to growth, but it was real. Today, I continue to work in the real economy, that productive part of human society that generates the value governments use to secure the debt they create. But our government has chosen to try to have everything, to fulfill everyone's spending priorities while creating unimaginable amounts of money out of thin air, and then raising interest rates to fight the inflation that will inevitably occur when you double the supply of money in circulation. This is not a sustainable situation. In this context, Texas has the opportunity to lead by demonstrating fiscal discipline and respect for property rights. In 2021, the Texas Blockchain Council worked with our champions and colleagues in the Texas State Legislature to pass HB 1576, which created the State Work Group on Blockchain Matters, a group of subject matter experts with a mandate to make policy recommendations about blockchain technology for the state of Texas. I was appointed to that group by Texas Speaker Dade Phelan. That report was just published, and my colleagues and I testified about it yesterday for the Texas Senate Committee on Business and Commerce. Please find this report. It's linked on my Twitter and LinkedIn bios, and read it. It showcases why Texas is leading in responsible, well-collateralized financial services, and it outlines the role Bitcoin should play in restoring confidence in both state and national governments. Finally, the Texas Bitcoin Foundation announced this week that we have partnered with Texas State Technical College to launch the world's first professional certification programs in Bitcoin mining offered by any institution of higher education anywhere in the world. This will create a pool of talent for Bitcoin miners, the backbone of the Bitcoin protocol, right here in Texas. This project didn't require a $50 million grant from the FTX Future Fund. Just a couple of dedicated energy entrepreneurs, Felicia and Gideon Powell, to provide the seed funding so the project can start small, demonstrate success, and grow based on the actual value it provides for the Texas economy.
Other than her little side jab at altcoins, she did an absolutely phenomenal job, in my opinion. Absolutely phenomenal. Liquidity. I know the year isn't over yet, but Only thing that did catch me off guard is that BTC's monthly return being red as opposed to green, like the usual having years in December. Yeah, one might speculate that because of the ETFs, maybe we got maybe that kind of threw things a little bit out of whack. But I'm still, that doesn't faze me really. I still think that going into beginning of January, all through January, February, March, and probably April, we're going to see absolutely crazy returns. That's my opinion on that. However, on average, it is barely positive, around 3 to 4% around this time, and ETH is an average of 30 to 40% up beginning of January. So can't be bearish with the facts. Yeah, 100%. Jetpack, the money can be used for public and private debts, but all the printed money belongs to the Fed. You pay a tax on using their printed dollars because their name is on it. Yeah, 100%. Code is the new law. Death Bank in the house. Volks, what's up, buddy? Texas in the house. Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. All right, so yeah, guys, going back, having a last look over at Bitcoin. Yeah, so like I said, guys, I told you what I think is going to happen here. Dump down between 85 and 88. A lot of people will start shorting, thinking we're filling the CME gap down here. We'll get a short squeeze, and we will go to the upside instead. But we have to stay on top of it. We have to pay attention to it on a daily basis. So that is it for this one, guys. I will be live over on the Patreon in about 15 minutes, guys. Get over there. We're doing a live group video call. You can jump in. You can join the conversation. We can see you. We can hear you. You can hear us. You can see us. We're going to have some pretty good conversations. So get over there. You can also schedule one-on-one coaching AMAs with me on the Patreon as well. So get over there, guys. Join the community with hundreds of other people. We have a great time over there. We learn a lot. We make a lot of money. We're running 2 separate nodes over there on different projects. We're doing a lot of DeFi staking, making a lot of passive income. We're doing swing trades, all that and so much more, guys. The link is in the description. It's in the pinned comments. Get over there. I will be live in about 15 minutes on the Patreon. I will see you guys there. And I'll see you on YouTube tomorrow, live, 1 p.m. Central. As always, have a good one, guys.